The Council for European Halal Consumers responds to Belgium's ban of Jewish and Islamic humane process for halal and kosher. Flanders region of Belgium bans halal and kosher animal slaughter. Some have claimed that the ban amounts to nothing more than antisemitism and Islamophobia. It definitely brings to mind similar situations before the Second World War. In Germany, one of the first things banned in 1933 by the Nazi Germans was the right for the Jewish community to slaughter animals without stunning, and led to what we now remember as the genocide of 6 million Jews by the Nazi regime and its collaborators. The Holocaust was a turning point in history which prompted the world to say never again. The significance of the United Nations resolutions is that it calls for remembrance of the past crimes with an eye towards preventing them in the future. Every 10th of December, Belgium turns blue to celebrate the Human Rights Day. It was on the 10th of December 1948 that 48 countries adopted the declaration that grants fundamental rights to all people, regardless of their race, color, nationality, sex, religion, or political opinions. Since then, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights has become the most translated document in the world and is now available in 500 languages. It translates to that animal rights are important, however, it does not supersede or override the religious rights. And it is because the United Nations Charter and Articles, both the Jews and the Muslims are exempt from stunning for religious slaughter. The exemption comes as no favor to any one religious community, but a reflection of the United Nations Human Rights Committee on Freedom of Religion and Freedom of Thought, embedded into the constitution of all major countries across the globe. Both the Islamic and the Jewish slaughter methods are the most humane, according to industry experts. The practice is perfect. If the animal welfare is compromised, then the offenders must be prosecuted with the strictness of the law. It may be the case where the practitioners need training in all aspects of animal welfare. However, that does not mean that one has to lie. On a national TV, a Belgian journalist representing the Belgian authorities lied about a prominent French religious leader, Dalil Abu Bakr, who represents the Grand Masjid in Paris. Listen to Luke Revitt.
Would you say that religious traditions and freedoms are under attack in Europe? Where do we draw the line? Is this really a concern about animal rights and their welfare, or something deeper, maybe more sinister going on in Europe now? Your thoughts first, Luke.
Well, I don't believe so, really. And I think, by the way, that 50%, it's a recent poll in Belgium, 50% of Muslims in Belgium believe that indeed animals could be or should be stunned before being killed following the ritual. And I don't think it is against any religion at all. If you listen to an authority of Islam, Abu Bakr of the Great Mosque in Paris, he says that to him the stunning is acceptable if the animal could come back to its senses after the stunning, which is the case. So Abu Bakr accepts the idea of stunning before killing.
Dalil Abu Bakr was invited to Parliament in 2016 along with 3 other representatives and agreed that they opposed the stunning before and after slaughter for both Jews and Muslims. Here is Hanan Rigsgi, president of the ASIDCOM and World Muslim Consumer Organization.
As stated by the International Islamic Fiqh Academy, halal is a religious and sovereignty matter for the Muslim community. The French Muslims, including Mr. Dalil Abu Bakr, and Muslim consumers have approved the French religious references for halal that exclude the use of any kind of stunning before or after the religious cut. In fact, halal slaughter is a worship practice that must comply with the religious texts of the Quran and the Sunnah. Hanan Rigsgi, chairman of ASIDCOM and WMCO, World Muslim Consumers Organization.
The fact that the wider community needs to know and understand that the practicing halal consumer, the follower of the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings be upon him, the Prophet of mercy and the last and final Prophet of Allah, will never accept that his method is cruel or barbaric and that it compromises the welfare of animals. As for them, this will be considered as an outside the scope of Islam. Quranic fact: chapter 21, verse 107, and we have not sent you, O Muhammad, except as a mercy to the worlds. Quranic Fact 2, chapter 3, verse 31, say, O Muhammad, if you should love Allah, then follow me. So Allah will love you and forgive you your sins, and Allah is forgiving and merciful. A lot has been achieved in the last 70 years, but safeguarding and promoting human rights is still an urgent duty in Europe and in the rest of the world today. It seems that Belgium needs to practice what it preaches. If it claims to be the champion of human rights, then it needs to reverse the illegal ban of halal and kosher, or prepare to meet both communities in International Court of Human Rights. Remember, one of the first things banned in 1933 by the Nazi Germans was the right for the Jewish community to slaughter without stunning, and the far-right movements of ban halal and kosher are following the footsteps of what was created then by the Germans.